Ladies, gentlemen, and distinguished viewers of non-binary gender, this is Shock and Autism. I'm Daniel.
I'm Dillon.
And I'm in a much better mood because we watched,
Don't worry, darling.
the most pointless piece of cinema that I have ever seen in my entire life.
Same. Yeah. The first two-thirds of the movie was just the same gimmick over and over. And I should also mention that I am very tired and I didn't even want to watch the movie to begin with. Now I'm grumpy and sleepy and all that shit. So.
And we're giving it right to you here on YouTube. Please like, comment, and subscribe unless you're a misogynist.
Yeah.
So what'd you like about the movie, Dillon? This will be a quick section, I imagine.
You're right. What?
He's so mad.
I am. I'm legitimately just. I just want to sleep. I wanted to sleep halfway through that movie. Anyway, when it got to the part of the 2/3 in where something actually happened, anything happened beyond what had been already happening in the first 2/3 of the movie, which was nothing.
Dillon, did you know that suburbia of the 1950s had a darker side to it? That there was something more going on in the town? Did you know that, Dillon?
Get the away from my head. I'm going to punch you. Yeah, so that was the highlight, is when something finally happened.
So do we want to get to its big twist, Dillon?
Sure.
Okay, so what is its big twist?
It's all a simulation going on in a computer, and
it's not just a simulation. It's a business being run by some, traditional the masculine way or whatever, and and this lady, she's a doctor, and her husband is some laid off incel guy who gets her locked into this, and then so you think, so it's all a simulation, it's all fake, just like 1950s suburbia. I'm not going to do the thing in your ear, Dillon, but I am going to do some hand motions. That seems fair, right?
Yeah, sure, go with that.
And then out of nowhere, they pull the "if you die in the game, you die for real" thing. There's like 10 minutes left in the movie,
right?
And that just comes right the fuck out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's not
just nothing, just for no reason.
Okay, so Daniel, would you give this movie a thumbs up or down?
This movie is void of any reason to exist.
So down.
If you want a movie
down.
down. If you want a movie that really goes and targets, that really lays it into the incels, the metanet, or whatever else have you, watch Promising Young Women. We watched Promising Young Women. You remember that, right?
I remember.
It was a good movie.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
Watch that movie.
Yeah.
Don't worry, darling. It's not even fun bad.
No.
It's too competently put together in some respects to be fun bad.
Okay, in some respects, yeah.
And the ending is, after she apparently accidentally kills Harry Styles, and you die in the game, you die for real.
Joey, if you lose the duel, you lose your soul.
His spirit delivers her the ring? ?
Also, it's her turn now. Remember that?
Oh yes, and the guy who was in charge of everything gets stabbed by his wife, and she's like, "It's my turn now." Is she gonna build a simulation? Is this just some back and forth dynamic? Isn't he supposed to be dead? This movie makes no sense.
No.
And not in a fun way.
No.
I made this poor man, this poor handsome devil right here, sit here through all of this, like, surely this movie cannot be everything that says. Surely no movie this ambitious but this messy and poorly received can't have just like some bonkers ending or be so bad it's good. But no, there is no reason to watch this movie.
You're dying. It's killing you.
It's
That's
literally
how bad
killing us. It is void of any reason to exist. Final thoughts from you, Dillon.
I wouldn't watch it again.
Okay, so since this is Shock and Autism, we're going to give this our first ever and hopefully exceedingly rare 0 legally distinct puzzle pieces out of 5. Well, that's what we thought at the time.
But what about now that we've thought about it?
And got some fucking sleep.
And now, our feature presentation.
Now we do. You go ahead, you can do it. All right. Okay.
It was Friends, Dillon.
Is that what it was? Okay, well, no, I get it now. Now I get it.
Okay, so now that Dillon has been able to get this thing called sleep, which is probably good, what are your thoughts on it, buddy?
Still not good. Still not good in the slightest. I feel like while my opinion of the movie initially was very much tainted by my lack of sleep, it's looking back at it, it still feels far more pretentious than it. No, I'm not gonna say than it needed to be, but I am gonna say it felt far more pretentious than it could. It was peacocking, but with one feather. How about that? Just like it was not good. Yeah, I had no fun watching this movie. It was just frustrating. It was like a sad, frustrating ordeal. There was nothing.
Because it clearly has things on our mind that resonate with us.
Yeah, but there are better movies that have gone over this. Yeah,
we're not sympathetic to the type of internet people that movie is talking about.
Yeah, no, it's just how long was that movie? Let's say 2.5 hours. It was a 2.5 hour train wreck, but not explosive or anything entertaining to watch. It was a more realistic, grounded train wreck where they just bash into each other. Poof, that's it. You know, it was just like
I don't know. For 2 hours. I don't know if you've seen very many train wrecks, Dillon, but that metaphor doesn't quite work. Speaking of metaphors that don't work, and everything, what was with the eyeball ballerina dancing thing?
That visual symbolism. What is it symbolizing?
Like I believe isn't there a Shakespeare quote? Sound and fury signifying nothing, something to that.
Something to that effect. Yeah. My God.
We're worldly. We're very well read.
We're very well read. Yeah. We've been to Europe several times. Been to the Louvre and all that shit.
So I said a particular thing when we recorded that. Come to think, a couple of weeks ago at least. More than a couple weeks ago. Actually.
Oh, really? No, I thought it was at least 2. But
more. No, well, it was at least 2, but more.
Okay, yeah.
I said that this movie is void of any reason to exist.
Okay.
That's a little. I've thought of one now.
Oh, you've thought? What's the reason?
Okay, so we talked about, sad internet people, and we have heard the term, red-pilled and everything along these sort of lines, and it's sort of that term being co-opted from The Matrix, a movie written by trans women.
Yeah.
About in a lot of ways about the trans experience, and it being sort of co-opted by sad internet dweebs to fit their delusional view of psychology and gender and the way society should view and all this sorts of things or whatever. So I like the idea of it going sort of the extra mile. They literally take the idea of the Matrix and plug women into this fucked up version of the Matrix that they have in their heads. That's a good, interesting idea.
Okay.
Here's the problem.
What's the problem, Daniel?
You say this like I didn't already tell you, you cheeky devil. The problem is that in order for this really to work, the Matrix has to exist within the universe of Don't Worry, Darling.
Yeah.
Which means Warner Brothers exists within the universe of this Warner Brothers producer. And maybe that's just too much meta. But the other hand...
Yeah.
The fourth Matrix movie, the most recent Matrix movie, the plot of it is literally about a guy being forced to make a sequel to The Matrix against his will by Warner Brothers.
Oh.
So perhaps the precedent is set.
Oh my God.
So that was the one other thought I had. If you're willing to get extremely meta about it, there is an interesting idea.
All right.
So we gave it 0 legally distinct puzzle pieces out of 5 initially.
Yeah.
0.
None. Zip. Nada. Yeah.
I am prepared, in light of this greater reflection and evaluation, to bump that up to 1. What about you, Dillon?
Same as you, but with a caveat. I would say 1, but it's been like the piece has been chewed up by some toddler or something. It's slobbered all over.
You can do like 3/4 of a piece if you'd like, or half
a little piece of it has been bitten off by said toddler. How about that?
Okay, so
it's a nod on dribbly puzzle piece.
Just one.
Okay, well, we'll cut a little bit there. We have to do a little. So where is your actual rating? Because we have to aggregate.
A few moments later.
Okay, so after a brief little mean, we have determined to aggregate. Dillon gives it half a legally distinct puzzle piece out of 5. I give it 1 legally distinct puzzle pieces out of 5. So that means we have given it 3/4 of a legally distinct puzzle piece out of 5.
Yep.
Please stay tuned for more riveting movie reviews. And until then, monetized friendship!